Greetings and welcome to episode 236 of the Words About Games podcast, a weekly video game podcast for Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander. I'm joined this week by Mr. Daffod Moody.
Howdy doodly doo, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing?
It was a little bit creepy, like, I'm not gonna lie.
I think I'm going to make it more creepy and creeper throughout. Oh, I've got plans for the last episode next week, Amy. I've got plans.
You know, there's nothing special about that. It's not the last ever episode. It's just the last episode
of the year, the last episode of 2020. I've got plans.
It's
We've been in 2020 for 12 years. We've got to go out with a bang.
We don't. It's a news podcast. We don't have to go out with a bang. If we go out with a bang, it's because someone did something really bad.
Well,
I don't want to go out with a bang. I've had enough bad news this year. I'd like to stop, please. Thank you. My friend, I've had a week where I've been like trying desperately to mute every possible term, every possible like potential deviation of the word cyberpunk on Twitter, and it's not working. Some people just don't say the word cyberpunk when they're tweeting about cyberpunk or any variation of cyberpunk. Sometimes the muted word thing just doesn't work. And I still see cyberpunk things. And my friend's like, just text me just before that. And she's like, oh, do you think I should get cyberpunk? And like, she doesn't follow like any of the podcasts or stuff. So it's just like, oh, I'm just going to leave that on red and go to sleep. Thanks. No, that's a loaded question. Do I think you should get cyberpunk? I can't answer that question. People keep going, "Oh, you getting it? Oh, well, I suppose you have to get it, right?" And I'm just like,
no, actually, I don't have to get it.
Actually, I don't.
Yeah. Anyone who says you have to get it is ridiculous. Like, no, I don't have to. If I don't want to get this game, I'm not going to get this game.
I follow their logic. It's like, well, it's the big one of the biggest releases of the year, so I suppose you have to get it. And I'm just like, I mean, in a vacuum, yeah. Sure, yeah, that's the biggest game release of the year. It'd be crazy not to do some content on it. Really. On the other hand, no thanks.
No thank you, not today.
So the last week has been like running through a minefield, except when you step on a mine, it's not an explosion of like a mine. It's just it explodes fetid shite everywhere, like just diarrhea just rains all around. How are you?
It's been a crazy week. It has been a crazy ass week for me. I had two personal things going on in my life, which has been crazy. Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
No, that's fine.
But college and everything, I've had a really good time this week and everything like that. Like I said at the beginning off air, I got my grade that I needed for one of my units, which I'm really happy about, or two of my units, should I say, which I'm really happy about. This shows of the hard work I am doing for myself is working and paying off and everything. So I'm really happy about that. One more week, got my prototype, getting there, working really hard on it. If you've seen it, I have posted it on Twitter. If you want to have a look at it, at Mr. Glorious One on Twitter, I have posted a 30-second clip of the gameplay of what I've been doing for my Endless Runner game. Yeah, it's just prototype, so don't expect to look like The Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima.
Coming up on the next weekly review. Oh, I've been waiting for this day, Moody.
The time's on the review. But no, yeah, really happy with what we're doing. Like both me and my classmates, we're all coming together, helping each other out, giving feedback, really helping each other out if we need that little extra push to get across the line and everything like that. It's really, it's really canny. I'm really feeling it more than ever. Feeling it more than I did last year, because it's the entire class who's coming together. Like last year, I had a class group who I could always go to and ask for feedback, but I couldn't go to over some idiots who were just there and just taking up airspace of the freaking room, basically. Here, everyone wants to be here and doing the course and wants to succeed in it. So I'm really happy with what everybody's done. Some of the stuff I've seen is just breathtaking. It's just like, wow, man. And that's just, and you're rookie right now. Just imagine what you'll be, what you could design further down with more experience down the line. I'm just like, damn, that looks amazing. So I'm really, really proud and happy with how everyone's doing right now.
Let me just hook your class up with my ideas document. Dream video games. And I'll just, you guys go make all of this, and then you come back and I'll play it all. No money. I don't need any. You don't have to pay me.
Oh, but we want 10 out of 10, Sammy, so we have to pay you. That's what
Oh
happens.
yeah,
That's
that's how
what
it.
happens to the critics.
Yeah, even though we don't do reviews or review scores here, it's like, yeah, no, I'll still take bribes. Yeah, like
Yeah. We'll pay you to get those 10 out of 10s.
Yeah, I mean, give it that one microphone. I thought for a minute there I was gonna need to buy a new microphone again, which would be the second microphone I've bought in 2020.
The Wave 3 is doing good for me. It is a bit expensive though, I won't lie.
Yeah, no, I looked it up and it's like it's on the list of like would be nice. One day I will get it.
One day.
But I have to prioritize things. Like I'm noticing more and more games are not going to be coming to Xbox One, like that PC and Xbox Series X. Like as I'm noticing, like watching trailers and stuff, and I'm like, my PC probably isn't good enough for this, and also I don't have I have an Xbox One X, so it's like
you don't have
like
Series X,
the Xbox is slowly creeping up the priorities list.
That's fair. I understand that, yeah.
So that's probably gonna have to be my next one. I was hoping I'd get a nice new TV, but because my TV is 8 years old.
I have a TV, an old Samsung one. It is, how old am I? I'm 34. It is 15 or 16 years old, and it's still plays. It's the visual, the screen and everything is perfect to this day.
It still works, but you just tempt and fate, right? I like to get in there before things break, so I can get the new things on my own terms instead of being like, shit, I am without X, Y, or Z. I'm privileged to be in a position where I can do that sometimes.
Yeah. My partner wants to keep the TV right now because she's saying, oh, when we get our own place, we can put that in for the kitchen. And just put it on the wall of the kitchen, so I don't understand. I can watch stuff while I'm cooking or something like that. I was like, it gets use out of it. That's all good and type of thing. But no, it's technology.
Yeah. And just to cap off the weirdness of this week, we're recording this episode on the day it goes live in daylight.
I know.
There's daylight outside. I mean, there won't be by the time we're finished.
I was gonna say it'll be dark by the time we get.
It'll be like a summer episode. We'll be able to tell the time of day because it's gonna get darker and darker in Moody's video box.
It's a busy day for both of us though because we're doing double feature today. So
no, I'm so tired. I stayed up like 3 o'clock in the morning, man.
I was up till 1 o'clock, so
I should. Did I have? Yeah, okay. Anyway, this isn't a. I don't know, whatever. This is the Words About Games podcast, where every week we discuss the news and announcements from around the games industry and gaming culture. And in this week's episode, we discuss the Game Awards show itself, the actual show that I watched, the reveals, the award winners, and probably some other news stuff, because some other stuff did happen this week, as crazy as that might seem. Then we'll give you a content drop where I recommend some articles you should read and some videos you should watch. We'll tell you what games are coming out next week. And we'll give you our pick of the week. I'm trying to do it without... I normally I could do this without looking at the screen too much, but... hang on.
I need the energy drink.
Before playing OpenCritic head-to-head, where we guess the OpenCritic average of one upcoming game. I've got it in like 3 different places as well. I can literally like just pretend I'm just doing a nervous tick where I'm just looking around the room. And actually, I'm just looking at all of the different monitors that show me the notes. There are timestamps in the description below the video on YouTube, so you can skip around. They're going to be long because lots of games got revealed at the Game Awards last night. And I'll probably timestamp every single one if I get the chance. That's it. You can get the podcast on audio now.
Yes.
Which you should do That's how I listen to podcasts.
Except Google Play, because they don't like us.
Yeah, Google Players. We've probably criticized YouTube one too many times. It's like on YouTube we're burrowed in so deep they can't get us out. But then we came up to Google Play and it was like, "Hi, can we be on your platform?" And they're just like, "Well, let's take a look at everything you've said about Google in the past few years." And then they're like watching the Stadia video and they're listening to all of the YouTube stuff where we trash YouTube all the time, and they're looking at all the jokes. They're just like, "No, you can't be on our platform."
Nah, we're
So
good. We're good. We're
it's
good.
like
Yeah.
it'd be like me asking for a review code of Cyberpunk 2077, expecting
Or-
anything other than complete and total silence.
Or game from Ubisoft.
Or a game from Ubisoft. Shall we jump in?
Why not? Why not? Got some game reveals and everything. So
Do.
got a
I
lot
watched
to
the
start
Game
with.
Awards. I
You
watched
did.
the Game Awards last night. It's time for Wooper Watch. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. If you watch the Game Awards, that's the thing.
Thing apparently, yes.
It's the meme. I've already seen the meme. The only other thing I saw more was from the Smash Brothers reveal where they recreated the scene where Sephiroth stabs Cloud, but it's Mario. And I was like, this is getting get memed to shit, and it did get memed to shit. It was great.
Of course it did.
But
They expected it.
yeah. Imagine if Sephiroth literally murdered Mario in a Smash Brothers reveal. It's just like, what is 2020?
That's all we would say, though. That's literally what we would say. What is 2020?
What is 2020? Sakurai just fucking killed Mario. Mario's
20
dead now.
2030, we'll be looking on 2029 before we're meant to go into 2030s. We'll be looking back and saying, what has this decade been? Oh, remember 2020?
It'll be like, remember when Nintendo Sephiroth killed Mario and there were normal Mario games? Like, what the fuck was that all about?
Yeah.
This was a really good shot. Like, it was very different because obviously it was all remote, right?
Yeah.
There were very few people like live in the studio. I was like, maybe it's like Jeff and the person who does the pre-show from IGN, whose name I've forgotten. I'm sorry. I watched the whole thing. It was on till 3:00 in the morning, local time. So some details may escape me, but there was like a few people who were there in the studio. I remember Troy Baker was there at one point, and most people were dialed in on Discord or Zoom, one of the two, video chat. The whole thing worked. Like, there were zero technical issues. Like, everything worked, maybe it's not perfectly, but it worked fine. Like, I was expecting there would be a moment somewhere where someone dropped on a call, or like, the audio didn't work, or, like, something's gone wrong technically. It's just like nothing like that happened. The whole thing went flawlessly. It was fantastic. And because it was more focused, because it had to be, right? Like
Sydney Goodman.
Sydney Goodman, and yes, that sounds right. She does it every year as well. It's really bad that I forgot her name, but she was the Wooper Watch lady.
Watch.
Yeah, it's time to declare another Wooper Watch show. Is it now? It's 2 a.m. and I've just seen Vin Diesel in a dinosaur game. What's happening? There's always a moment in the Game Awards where I feel like I'm losing my mind. It all worked really well. Like, and it was a really interesting show to watch. And because it was focused, so it felt like it flowed a lot better than say at the live Game Awards show. Like, they were very snappy getting into their world premieres. They were very snappy then going into the awards. The celebrities that they had giving out the awards, because like some of the awards were just like given out by Jeff Keighley, some of the awards were given out by the celebrity guests. Every single award was announced at the show, which was nice. But like, they were all tangentially related to games, except I think Gal Gadot, I don't know what she's done for like in terms of like the video games and stuff, but you had like Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
You had Tom Holland. You had John David Washington.
Yeah, he did a Fortnite stream with Jeff Keighley. You had Christopher Nolan did Game of the Year, and obviously his movies have been broadcast in Fortnite sometime in 2020. I don't even remember, like 16 years ago, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
But they got they got Tom Holland to do an introduction from the set of Spider-Man for Nolan North, and then they got Nolan North, prolific and acclaimed voice actor and beloved star of like multitudes of single player games, to give out the award for best multiplayer game. And I was like,
makes no sense.
who do you, how, of all the people, what? Like, of all the people, you could be like, here to present the award for best multiplayer game, Nathan Drake, apparently.
I won't lie. The crazy thing, because I haven't watched it all yet, I haven't finished it all, and I have enjoyed what I've seen so far. But that part, when I saw that they transitioned from Tom Holland to him, I was literally thinking they're gonna show us the Uncharted film trailer, the teaser or something like that, because that is rumored to be coming and everything. But no, they obviously didn't want to do that. So, but
no. Yeah, no, I don't know. Well, I don't know how much of that film has been filmed at this point. It's been in production for 75 years.
No, it's been filmed. It's done. They're just editing it.
Like, I remember at one point, Mark Wahlberg was going to be Nathan Drake. I almost said Nolan North there.
He's silly now.
That's a level of just Inception. It's like, Mark Wahlberg was at one point going to be Nolan North.
Well, you know Nolan North's going to be in that movie. You're going to see him.
I'd hope so.
He was on set, so...
Yeah. It's cool. There were a couple of really nice moments. The Inner Sloth developers, when Among Us won best multiplayer, and she was trying to give the speech. Like she had this phone in front of her. I think it was a phone, and she had the speech written down, and she started crying. It was a whole moment. It was just like, and at that moment, I was just thinking, what must this year have been like for those people? Like,
they went from not having any money to having money
to being the biggest game on the planet. Like, yeah. And it's just like, yes, it was a nice moment. I didn't try the Instagram filters. I couldn't be bothered to link my account to get the Jeff Keighley mask for Among Us. I was just like, this is way too much effort. Yeah, I have to go back up to my computer, and I'll have to link my account. I would have to
reinstall Instagram, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, there was like Instagram filters. I was like, I'm alright. I just want to watch it. Like, I feel like there's this level of interactivity with the Game Awards, and it's just like, you realize for me to do any of this, I have to stop watching the Game Awards, right? Like if you want me to use your Instagram filter, I'm gonna have to put down the Chromebook and stop watching the thing. Like, I've never understood that. It's like if I nudged my mouse, like the overlay for the Twitch overlay for the Game Awards was really obnoxious. Like, so if I nudged my mouse, it would just cover half the screen with all sorts of bollocks, and it would be like, hey, there's a new poll started. Do you want to vote for who you think might win this next award? No, thanks. I'm good. I just want to watch it. I'm being honest. 25% of me is here for these awards. Like,
yeah. You weren't there for the awards. You were there to see what was going to be revealed and see if it was a fun show. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, they do a pretty good show. I remember the one they did a few years ago, the Spike one, which got absolutely belated from everybody. It was like, what the hell was this, Jeff? This was an insult to people who enjoy games and everything. And then obviously the next year he brought it back and made it something really enjoyable. And he's kept to that trend really well.
Like, it's trended to an enjoyable show. Like, the one I feel like was like the absolute scrape the bottom of the barrel, which was just like the reset point where it's like, it needs to do better than this, because it was the and I like Joel McHale, but it was the one where it was Joel McHale was co-hosting with him. It was the No Man's Sky got revealed for the first time.
I think that was the Spike TV one.
I think so. It was like a weird sort of crazy. They didn't have a set. It was like they were in like it was weird. And Joel McHale was doing what Joel McHale does. He was being sarcastic about everything, and it's like, I really like your sense of humor and your jokes, but not here.
Like, yeah. You're making fun of something that we really enjoy, and we're not basement dwelling people.
And in the end, the only thing I really ended up enjoying about that one show was Joel McHale started making fun of Jeff Keighley. And it was the only thing I can remember from it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of bad then, though, isn't it?
But since then, it's gotten a lot better. And yeah, the musical performances were actually really good. Yeah, the London Philharmonic Orchestra do a couple of bits. Eddie Pearl Jam, I'm gonna guess his surname is Pearl Jam, um, did the performance for Future Days. That was really good. He was
The
really
Persona one was really cunning as well.
yeah. The one from the new Persona game was really good too.
Yeah. That's how you do it. You don't. That's how you bring up game music and everything like that, or get people to do reversions of the game music. That's when you get us in and everything. And that,
Yeah.
no, what I've seen so far, they've done a cracking job. Like I said, I will finish it.
Yeah, no, it's good. It was long, but it didn't feel long.
Yeah, that's what I noticed as well. I was literally thinking, I didn't think once go, oh, what time? What Jesus is going long or anything like that. I was like, just chilling, having a fun time, feeling the energy. There are still some complaints, like I still think it's an insult that you can't have everybody you can't have a speech for every award. I don't like that. They just run through like 3 or 4 awards straight off, and it's like, oh, I guess they couldn't speak about that one. That's it. That just irks me. That's how they prefer the flow it. That's fine. But other than that, it's been a fun show what I've seen so far. And going off what you're telling me, it continues that, which is fantastic. Which we wanted at the end of the day.
Yeah. I should have put that in inverted commas. Because we're going to talk about the Game Awards reveals.
Yes.
That we liked, but I forgot to put liked in commas. Liked. Some of them we might not have liked so much as others.
Or ones we want to talk about.
I put the 2 that I knew you would want to talk about the most at the top, and then I think everything else is pretty much in chronological order of when it happened.
I added one at the bottom.
Apart from the one at the bottom where I was just like, I thought I lost my mind when that one was happening, and then you've added one at the bottom there as well, which I can see. I'm assuming you've seen the Dragon Age trailer.
Yes, I have seen the Dragon Age trailer. Amy, it's going to be the game you've said it's going to be, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that immediately after I'd seen it. I was like, oh no.
It's a game as a service. It's a game as a service. They're doing it.
This isn't good. I don't want to be right.
I'm gonna cry. You had the voices of Varric. You had the voice of Varric. I love Varric.
He's great.
And I've already played him in Dragon Age Inquisition. That's how much I love him. I know he's in other games, but I loved him.
He was the only good part of Dragon Age 2. Because it's the only part I can remember. It was his narration. And there's a moment in Dragon Age 2, because he's telling the story.
Yeah.
To someone, and there's a moment where it's like he goes to confront a character in Dragon Age 2, and the first time he tells the story, he's just rolling through the guy's house, just obliterating everybody, and then it just stops partway through, and it's just like, okay, now tell me what really happened.
Yeah, I will hold judgment until I obviously properly see this thing, because obviously it was still just a trailer.
Yeah.
There's no gameplay or anything like that. For them to obviously reveal another announcement, which we will talk about in a minute, this kind of makes me think this is further along and could be out, say, within the next 2 years, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know what. That's just how it is in my head right now. I'm just thinking, if they're starting to talk about this other game, which they just teaser trailered it,
I mean,
they can't be far from having this Dragon Age finished.
I don't know,
and ready to properly show at least.
It could just be them trying to do as much damage control as possible.
Yeah, because we're going to be talking about something that happened obviously at the end of last week's episode, which just made me cry.
It's like BioWare has fallen from grace quite significantly in the past few years. Can you remember how many conversations you used to have about BioWare, say pre-2017, versus how many conversations you have about BioWare post-2017? And it's just like...
It's more of the part of that. Pre-17, it was cheery.
BioWare's great. I can't wait for the next BioWare game.
Optimistic. Pre-17, no, post-17, it's... Oh, fuck God. Sweet cheese and crackers and all like that. Yeah. You're just like, oh, why?
I don't necessarily even know if it's damage control or if what they're doing by following this path that they're taking is literally just they're trying to get people to remember that they're holding the things we love hostage. I mean, they own the IPs for the things we love. And Dragon Age, which just looks like it's going to be called Dragon Age. which
I
is
don't
fair
mind. I
because
don't
they've
mind
never
that.
called the
Doesn't
game
bother me.
just Dragon
That,
Age
but
before.
also that was the thing that made me go, along with the trailer, when they reveal what the real name, what the full name is. That's like,
I don't think there's going to
oh
be a full
god,
name.
it is a games of service
I think this is going to be
type of
Dragon
thing.
Age Games of Service. The way Varric was doing the voiceover,
Yeah,
and Varric was just
yeah.
like, "We don't want a hero, who is ordained by destiny, has a glowing hand. You're the hero." And I was like, "Oh, he's talking to everyone, isn't he? Oh, he's talking to all the players. We're all the hero. Oh no."
Yeah.
And then at the end of the thing, they were like, "We've just got one more reveal," and like, I think they were trying to be coy with it, and it was like 3 seconds, and I was like, "Oh, it's Mass Effect," and then I went, "Why is it Mass Effect? What?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Why? Why? Yeah. Kind of reveal / teaser of that Liara's still alive.
I mean,
It's sticking to the. It looks like it's going back to the Shepard era.
yeah.
Just from that trailer alone,
No,
it's
yeah,
telling
no.
me.
Yeah, it's like this. See, I said something to you pre-show, and you kind of. I never qualified it. I'm gonna qualify because I said I was gonna talk about it here. It's like when it said at the end of the thing, of the trailer, Mass Effect will continue. It sounded like a threat. Like it didn't sound like, "Yay, Mass Effect will continue." It's like, "Oh no, we're gonna do more of these, fucko." And it's just like, but I don't. But how? But how? This player choice. The whole series was built on it. Player choice, and and the
and it also tells me they're not touching Andromeda ever again.
The three continuation points from Mass Effect were so wildly divergent. Like, how can you possibly make this? How can you make this sequel? But they're gonna do it. And from what I saw,
this is what they're doing, Amy. I'm right. They just haven't revealed it. They're changing the ending in the remaster of Mass Effect 3. They just haven't revealed it.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Because like they're gonna have to have a canon ending if they're gonna continue the story of Mass Effect in the Milky Way, which they're gonna do. They're gonna make the Destroy ending the canon ending because we saw the obliterated Reaper in orbit, and Liara picks up the N7 chestplate armor, which is probably from the end that one secret ending. If you had all of the points saved up, Mass Effect 3 was such a shit game. If you had all of the points saved up and Shepard went, and then that was the end of the game. Like that's the thing. That's the ending that they're gonna go with. And oh man.
But then it just goes to the thing what we're going to be talking about. Why have those people left? Which we will get to later on. But I'm just like, it just sounds like, for me, BioWare are literally just like what you said. They're like, we have these franchises you really like. We're still doing them. I don't mind you still doing them. I don't mind that whatsoever. I know Dragon Age could come out as a games of service, and I could literally it could be the games of service that I've always wanted for all I fucking know. It could literally make me go, Amy, this is 10 out of 10, Amy. This is the best games of service ever done. No one's ever going to do it ever better, blah, blah, blah. I could literally say that. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want this.
I just want Dragon Age Origins again.
Yeah, I don't. Inquisition, just give me that.
I mean,
probably continue the story, which you are with the dreaded wolf, but
with like changes and innovations and fast forwards in technology. But it's like, you have something good here. Don't fuck with it. Yeah. And then it's like with Mass Effect, it's like, I love Mass Effect. When they were like, we're putting the franchise on ice, I was like, but you're not though, really, are you? Yeah. And then here we are 2 years later, and they're like, it's coming back. And it's like, so was it ever really on ice? The answer to that is no, it never was.
No. Yeah. It was never on ice. We know this. What they've done is basically, I'll just say this right now. What they did is what Disney did with Rise of Skywalker. They catered to the fans who hated The Last of Jedi, and they're doing it with this. They're catering to the fans who hated Andromeda and going back to the Milky Way. I love the Milky Way trilogy. I've said that multiple times. I have some problems with Mass Effect 3, but I love that trilogy, and I can't wait for the remaster. But then this, I think, is just an insult. More, I don't want to go back to that. Their story is done.
Yeah. No, it's done.
You threw it away. It's all done and dusted.
Whatever the end outcome, however we all felt about it, it's finished.
Yes, it's done. You've got Andromeda. You've got it there, ready to go. ready to really spice it up. You know, okay, you've not. This is the thing about it. This is how crazy it is for me. I'm just like, okay, you know, you have a good game there. You and me spoke about Andromeda ourselves. We really do enjoy that game. We think it's a fun game. There are problems with it, but it's a very fun game. You could literally do what you did for Mass Effect 2. Fix the problems, fine-tune it, and make Andromeda 2 the next Mass Effect 2 type of thing. You could really do that, BioWare. We know you could. And you know you could. But you clearly are catering to the people who did not like Andromeda.
Cool.
And I hate that.
But I don't hey, reserve judgment, etc. But
yeah,
it's not an auspicious start because it's like you've ran out of it. So you're telling me you finished the trilogy, you did one game that was different from the trilogy, and you've already run out of ideas and have had to go back to the trilogy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Rise of Skywalker, nothing bad happened with Rise of Skywalker. This is going to go great. Everything will be fine. Rise of Skywalker was an unmitigated success that blew everyone's minds.
Money.
Blew mine.
That's all that matters. Come on, listen. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's good until it's bad.
It's good until I've got it and I've played it and it's not.
Yeah. But we now know what the Initiatives game is, which was always what we thought it was.
This is like
perfect.
Yeah, this is like the Fable reveal, isn't it? Or it's just like
yeah, we know what you're doing. Just show us. Okay?
Like we're just sitting here going, "Are we supposed to be surprised? Well, we should act surprised. Okay, let's act surprised." They're making Perfect Dark. Oh my god, I'm so surprised.
Remember, Amy, we're forgetting one thing. Our shock YouTube pause.
I'll give you a YouTube pause. This is my Mass Effect thumbnail YouTube pause.
No, that's clickbait.
That would, to be fair, if I ever did reaction videos, it would be, or like you holding me back as I'm like drinking. I'll kill you! But that Perfect Dark.
Don't know how we would do that as we're social distant right now, but that would be funny.
Perfect Dark looks cool. Obviously, we don't know too much about the game itself, but it seems like it's going to be more in depth than just a first-person shooter. Just from the setting and the fact that I think there's more coherent storytelling in the trailer than there was in Perfect Dark. And I love Perfect Dark, but you run around and shoot people, and there's an alien at one point. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but yeah, the way it sets itself up, where it's like an eco sci-fi, where it's like the world is fucked. It's like real life, except a bit in the future, because everything happened already.
I want to forget the world, not go into another world where it's fucked up. I mean, but no, yeah, it was a good little teaser trailer. Obviously, it was just all cinematic, basically. But no, yeah, I really enjoyed what I saw. Yeah, we knew it was coming. Blah blah blah. But they've sunk in a lot of money into the team to get this team. Basically, they've got a lot of talent, and hopefully, this talent has come up with an amazing idea for Perfect Dark. And I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people who know more things than I know, who were like speculating on what kind of game it was going to be. Maybe speculating that it's going to be more of an immersive sim necessarily than just a first-person shooter. Yeah. So sort of in like a Deus Ex kind of vein. And I'll tell you what, if they take Perfect Dark by the team that they've assembled at the Initiative, which is like the fucking Avengers of video game developers, and then they take that IP and make it an immersive sim. I mean, I'm in.
You're there.
I'm
there.
I'm there.
You're there.
See, this BioWare, you can do different things with your IPs.
Yeah. Well, they could be doing that with Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
Everything's live service.
Oh god.
It looks cool.
I won't lie. I'll say this: these were my words for the next game. Oh, great! Another zombie game. By the end of it, I was like, "God damn it!"
It's Left 4 Dead 3.
Play this.
It's Left 4 Dead 3. Like, this is the thing, and I'm not even saying that. I made the joke in the notes where I wrote Left 4 Dead 3 and then crossed it out and wrote Back for Blood. It's like it's not even. I'm not even saying that as a negative. It's like it's Turtle
Yeah.
Rock, the guys who made Left for Dead, are making a game called Back for Blood, and we saw the gameplay of it at the Game Awards, and it looks exactly like Left for Dead, but just
Yeah.
different enough so that Valve can't sue them. Like it's the
Hmm.
sequel. It's the sequel. They just can't call it Left for Dead. I'm fucking down, man. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
If it's co-op, you and me there, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a 4-player co-op. Like the safe rooms, and you can see all the little ammo, like the guns and the first aid, and there's all the different zombies. The one with the 4 arms, or
Yeah.
the big fucking 20-foot zombie that's chasing them, and I'm just like, oh fuck yes.
I
It's
won't
been
lie.
so long.
It looked really canny. It looked really canny. Um, I won't lie. The next one, I was like, this is Dead Space. Like you say,
Well,
this is
again,
Dead Space. And it's from the creators of Dead Space.
it's again the creators, the Callisto protocol, which is coming in 2022. It's like, yeah, it's like Let's Go Field and all of the people, like, or not all, but it's like a lot of people who make Dead Space went off, made their own studio, and they can't call it Dead Space because, legal reasons, but they're just making a Dead Space game again. Glenn Schofield called into the Game Awards to talk about the game with Jeff Keighley and said, "We want to
Yep.
make the scariest game ever." And I'm like, cool,
I was
fucking
like,
do it.
that's awesome. I want to see if you can beat Alien Isolation, because that still scared the shit out of me. But if you can do that, yay.
Yeah, it looks fucking sweet. Like, again, for this, there wasn't any gameplay. It's like 2022 game, though. So this is just
Yeah.
look, what we're making Dead Space again. And it's like, okay, great. Like,
You could see something like gameplay for maybe next year, but it won't. I don't know if it'll be
I'm
E3
fine.
or if. Oh yeah, I'm fine
Like,
for it, but yeah,
the Game
it's a
Awards,
good
like,
teaser.
really cemented my thing because I wasn't sure how 2021 was going to go down. Like, this time last year, we were like, 2020 is going to be amazing. Look at all these games. Fuck, Jesus. And then it was like, but I was coming out of 2020 being like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know, like, where my expectations need to be set. And I've come out of sort of like the Game Awards and been like, okay, cool. I think the first 6 months are going to be really good because now we've got like all these games that have got release dates on them. I think it's going to be fine. Like, I think it's going to be really good. So like I look at like Callisto Protocol 2022, and I'm like, cool. I got plenty to get me to that point where I'm going to be playing a game like Dead Space. Wait, no, Dead Space was really scary, Moody. I didn't enjoy that experience.
Dead Space was pretty scary.
It was horrible. Right. I was panicked a lot. I started walking by just stomping the ground. That's the kind of game where you get up to the corner and then you hear the slightest noise and then you run all the way back down the corridor to the other corner and be like, "Hello, hello. Okay, I'll try again." And it comes out of the vent. Ah! But yeah, it looks cool. Where are we up to? We are OFK, which was okay. Let me try and I've been trying to figure this out because it was a musical performance of a new band called OFK, and they performed a brand new song, and they were all like digital, virtual, like thing. One of them was wearing a Black Lives Matter T-shirt, which I thought was cool. And then it was like, okay, this is a weird musical performance. And then I noticed the thing at the end where it was like interactive series coming spring 2021, and I was like, hang on a minute, something's up here. And I went down the rabbit hole, and it's like, okay, it's a 5-episode interactive series. I think it's about a real band that's just formed. I don't know whether that's just the marketing, like Blair Witch style marketing, is a thing. I don't know, like, where they were like, Blair Witch really happened. But yeah, each episode is going to be like them, like it's chronicling the journeys of the creation of this band. But then it's like interactive music videos.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds dope. I don't know what the fuck it is, but why not?
Why not? Indeed, yeah. Something new, something intriguing for what you can do with a game in general. So that's really kind of
I just saw you added a thing.
yeah. That's him.
Yeah. The next one on the list here is Open Roads, which is the
We
next
already knew
Fulbright
about this,
game.
didn't we? Did we already know about this game, if I remember rightly?
No,
Or am
I
I
don't
wrong?
think so.
No? Okay.
I feel like it was new. Well, I don't remember it like from before last night. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they were making a game because that's what game development studios do, right? They make games. But it's not a Fulbright game, so like I saw that Fulbright company and I'm like, cool, man. That's all I needed to hear. Gone Home was great. Like Tacoma was pretty good. Um, and then like all of the rest of the trailer where it was like, oh, it's a mother-daughter road trip. There's a mystery. Um, like the grandmother died and gave them a key with a book and some stuff. It's like cool. I mean, this is all cool window dressing, but I'm getting this game either way. Like,
Yeah, it did look beautiful for live, so it was
yeah.
kind of a lot of games. Oh, they showed a lot of games. Well done to Jeff Keighley on that.
Oh
Well
yeah,
done.
it's like
I
he
can only
needed to
imagine all the conversations he was having with so many developers and publishing companies.
yeah, like it's great. It's great. Like I said, like in the intro when we were talking about the show itself, it felt more focused. And one of the reasons it felt more focused was there wasn't a lot of downtime, so there were a lot. I feel like there were a lot more game trailers.
Yeah.
Like I did this from memory. Like I decided not to go on a thing that told me here's what happened last night. I was like, cool. I want to do it from memory because like these are the games that have stuck in my head, and that's what I did. That's where I came up with the list. Like Disco Elysium, the final cut, finally coming to consoles, and it's got a new area, a new
PlayStation
quest.
consoles.
No, that's coming on all of them. Actually, I looked it up because the trailer.
Because it said on the trailer, it says PlayStation,
PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and then
yeah.
I got the email. It's coming on Xbox as well.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. It's silly why it's not in the thing then.
PlayStation will have paid for the trailer rights or whatever. It's got new quests. It's got a new area. It's got full voice acting. I don't need much of an excuse to want to play this game again.
I still need to have a look at it. I think I'm going to wait until the final cut.
Yeah.
And have a look at it next year. But
I'm 100%. This is a PS5 game. I'm going to destroy when it comes out.
I think I might. Hopefully I will have a PlayStation 5. Because was it March, it said?
Yeah, it's March, I think it comes out.
So PlayStation 5, hopefully we'll have one by then. Yeah, I think I'll have a crack on the PlayStation 5. Why the hell not?
It's a fucking great game. It's so good. And like, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have taken much. Like, I feel like they could have just ported it, and I would have been like, I'm playing this again then.
Yeah.
I guess, but yeah, I'm super down. Season was a game that really interested me. The art style looked like Studio Ghibli. And it's a PS5 game where you ride a bike around a world that's ending and you catalog all of the dying cultures on it. I don't know what any of that. I mean, I get what the world ending means. I don't know what that last part means, and I'm interested to find out. The game looked so beautiful. I was like, I'm cool. I'll play this just for the art.
Cool with that. Yeah. It's gonna be fascinating. It looked beautiful. I won't lie.
Yeah, it's like you ride a bike around this beautiful looking world. It's like cool. I mean, like
a unique concept. Yeah.
You know me, like you put this dangle the big AAA like game in front of me, but then it's like, oh, there's a game where you ride a bike around and take pictures of bugs, and I just go.
You're like, go away.
Get out of here with that shit. Give me the weird bike riding bug game.
Yeah. Of course, the guy who said "fuck the Oscars" was gonna be in it.
yeah, he was in his mocap suit. And they did the full on gameplay reveal. It was like big meaty sort of trailer.
Yeah, I'll say this: it looked really good.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
very
unique,
chaotic, and the humor's my kind of humor. Like it's more of a comedy game than a Way Out, which I feel like is an underrated and underappreciated game. It's still a 2-player only game, like A Way Out was. You get a friend pass if you buy the game. So like if I bought the game, I could give you a code and we could play it together without you having to then buy the game. But it just looked really cool. Like I think Joseph Fares is playing the weird book. Who's like the funny
It
character,
screams like him, yeah.
and
It
it's like
screams like him.
okay, cool. Like the book was funny. And then the back and forth, the bickering between the couple who were turned into like dolls. So essentially, yeah, they're turned into dolls, and they've got to learn to like fix their relationship to get out of whatever world they're in. And the bickering between the two of them was like, this is really funny. I like this. Yay! And it looks like it's gonna have loads of different like types of gameplay in it.
Yeah, really, really kind of yeah. It's just continues. Like A Way Out was an incredible game. It was so good. That I still remember that hospital scene was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely adored that. And to see that they're probably going to be doing something very similar to that in this way, but obviously instead of about a family drama aspect, this is about a love story type of it, trying to form a new bond between this wife and husband who are kind of basically falling apart right now. It's going to be interesting how they. It's going to be interesting the options what they'll give you at the end, because you had certain options. No, you didn't have an option, did you?
No.
Oh, you didn't. So it's going to be very interesting what they do here.
What
I wonder if they give you an option, say, no, hey, let's stick together and do all the thing and live happily ever.
Yeah, the ending of A Way Out wasn't so much a choice; it was something else.
Yeah.
Um,
Now I remember when I looking back now, I remember playing it, and I thought that was a brilliant decision to give that. So, yeah, this is our story. This is what's going to happen, type of thing. And if they do, I'm going to be interested to do that, or if they give you an option like keep them together or separate. It's going to be interesting. But whatever they do, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love the ending of A Way Out. It's so at the time when you play it and you finish the game and you're like, this is how it's gonna end. It feels horrible.
Yeah.
Especially if you're sat right next to, because me and Keith streamed it in one sitting, and then we were sat right next to each other when the ending happened, and it was just like, oh man, I don't want to do this.
Fox's was very different. He was just like, oh, yes, oh yes, Moody, I'm coming for you. I was like,
I'm coming to find you. Like, oh man,
this is revenge for all the times he lost an argument against me.
There was a new Among Us map which looked cool. It's an airship. I didn't really get a good look at the tasks. I was tired, and I was focused on what was in front of me on the screen. And it looks pretty interesting. Like, it looks like they're trying out a bunch of new things in this map. Like, after a meeting, you can pick from one of 3 places to start instead of everybody starting around the conference table. Ladders. There are ladders in this level, and there's like moving platforms between like bits. So it's like you have to stand on the platform and for it to move you along, get to the other side. Shenanigans will occur on those platforms. I feel like imagine you're just coming towards them really slowly. Like, you're coming towards it really slowly, and you could just see someone get out of a vent and walk towards it, and it's like, I can't get off this platform. I can't turn it around. I'm going straight towards the imposter. I'm gonna die. What do I do?
No.
Oh
Just
no!
on your mic and say, it's him! It's him!
Just scream.
It's cynical! It's cynical! Get him! Get him!
But yeah, no, it looked really cool. Among Us, it's a game we play on every week. Like, I've played it every week for months at this point, and it's just like, it's fucking great. And I was happy to see the new map. Skyrim. Skyrim happened again.
What's it?
I was like, the start of the trailer, and it's like, I've played maybe 5 hours of Skyrim in my entire life, right? It's a game I've bounced off of multiple times. But like, I've seen roughly 3,000 trailers for it because it's been released on everything, right? That like the iconography of this game, the second it comes up on the screen, I just know it's Skyrim. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is this getting released on now? Like, are they putting it on on a smart fridge? Is that
What else can they put
like
it on?
what else can this possibly? And then I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be in Game Pass.
Yeah. Along with the entire Yakuza series, aside from A Like a Dragon, which I think will eventually happen,
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a new game, right?
and Among Us, all coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, there was a bunch of other games, but like some of them that had just come out this week because there's a few new releases come out in Game Pass the past week. Some that are coming early next year. They started flashing by really quickly, and Among Us was the only one that kind of stuck in my brain. I was like, really? That's going to be in Game Pass? All right, mint. Yeah, Game Pass is great.
Next, arguably the strangest thing
I thought I was losing
that
my
was
fucking shit. I didn't know if this was real or not.
Arc 2, starring Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel was like fighting orc-looking motherfuckers, and then a T-Rex came out of nowhere, and I was like, I mean, my first thought was, are they making a Dino Crisis game starring Vin Diesel? But then why would the orcs be here as well? And then my brain was just melting into goo at the fact that Vin Diesel was fighting dinosaurs, and I was just like, what is happening?
What I'll say this, the trailer didn't look very good. It was very stiff on the animation of the movements of at least Vin Diesel for me. I was just like,
Yeah,
okay, that's very stiff. But Ark is huge. Ark, first one was a huge game. Of course, they were going to do a sequel, and they were going to get one of the biggest movie stars out there right now.
Yeah,
he is legitimate. That it's brilliant for whoever loved this. For me, it didn't work for me, but it is a significant thing. That's why.
Oh yeah, like a friend of mine played Ark, and he told me this story, which I don't think I've ever told on a podcast, but it's like you remember when like 10, 15 years ago when like Hostel was a thing, and it's just like it's a movie that exists to show people being tortured, like.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I think so. Like I don't know. It's like it was like Saw, but with less of a point. And there was like an explosion of movies which people referred to as torture porn movies. And like the story he told me was basically the plot of one of those, and I was like, I've never repeated it because it's really grim, dark, and depressing. But it's like, he told me that story, and it was like, cool, I am never, ever playing this game. Because if I have to go through something like that to hunt dinosaurs, nah. Not worth it. No, my God.
Yeah, it's not worth it, yeah.
The story was so just dark. And it was like, players were doing this. A player did this to him. And it was like, oh, God. I'm sorry. And you consider this fun?
And they're also doing an animated series with quite the voice cast.
Everyone in every actor in like it was
basically.
Like Jesus.
Russell Crowe.
Like Russell Crowe's in it, obviously Vin's in it.
Yeah. So many, it was unbelievable. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, they all started flashing up so much it was just like it's too many. I can't keep them all in my brain.
Yeah. How many lines did Vin Diesel do? As he was like
one. He did one line. I feel like he did one line in the entire thing.
Russell Crowe had more lines than Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Gerard Butler's in it.
Yeah, but the Butler boy.
Carl Urban's in it. Elliot Page is in it. Malcolm McDowell's in it.
Yeah.
What?
Fabulous.
Michelle Yeoh's in it, and I just watched her in Star Trek this morning.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I need to see that. That's going to be my job before our next podcast.
But yeah, I thought I was losing my mind at this point. And there was that brief moment of, oh man, Moody's going to be insufferable if this really is Dino Crisis.
I'll know if it's Dino
Crisis. You put some games on this list. So
Crimson Desert. I'll say this right now, that's the best trailer of this. For me, was the best trailer of the Video Game Awards. I was just watching it, and I was just like, it's from the South Korean developer, and I was just like watching it, I was like, I don't know why, but I am vibing brilliantly with this right now. And I was just like, this looks awesome. And that's all I can say. It just looked brilliant. I absolutely adored what I saw of this game. And I can't wait for it next year, winter next year. So that's telling me it's going to 2022.
2022. Like, do people not realize that winter basically starts in December and ends in March?
Yeah.
When people like you say winter, like if you're in December, right, and you say winter next year as the release date for a game, I'm sitting here going, I don't think you. I think I know what you think you mean.
Yeah. It's going to be available for the 2022 Game Awards, not the 2021 Game
Like,
Awards.
unless you're planning on releasing this game next month, like.
Yeah, that well. But no, yeah, the trailer was just like, oh my god, they showed so much. So at the same time, I was thinking, wow,
There was a lot
and
to
it was
it.
all gameplay. It was incredible. I was just like, I don't know what this game is, but I'm vibing with it like hell, and it looks amazing. I was just like, yes,
I think
I
they
am
said it was
in.
an MMO, but with like strong storytelling focus.
Oh, bloody hope so.
I think so. I mean, Crimson
Next one,
Skies.
I literally thought this is perfect for you and me. Endless Dungeon.
I like endless games.
I watched it and I was just thinking, this looks the characters that I think all look adorable. We both love adorable characters. And
argue with
the
that.
world, and we like just messing around, killing things in Endless Wonders. That's why we enjoyed Minecraft, the Minecraft and
Oh yeah,
the
like
dungeon
Minecraft
crawler.
Dungeons is fun.
Yeah, that was a good one. And this one just also like this one's with guns, and I was just like, this is awesome. I think this would just be absolutely brilliant.
I like Endless Space. I haven't played the other one, Endless Legend, but
yeah,
obviously they're very different genres. But
yeah. Next one is Housemarque's Returnal.
I'll never forgive Housemarque for this.
Them.
They started the trailer and it was the door. It was the door from PT. I'll never forgive them for this trailer. It was one of the few, because I stayed off Twitter while the Game Awards were on. It was one of the few tweets I actually sent out where I tagged them in it. I just went, "How dare you? How dare you do that? The game looks great. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. But you toyed with my heart."
I won't lie. When I first saw the door, I was thinking, "Oh, this is Silent Hill. It's confirmed. Here it is. Hideo Kojima, Silent Hill, the whole shebang." Yeah.
I went into the Game Awards convinced that it wasn't going to happen, and then I saw that first 2 seconds of that trailer, and it opened me up, and then Returnal shot me in the chest.
Yeah, basically. But before all of that, the game looks amazing. March,
it does, yeah.
It looked really canny. I'm really looking, and I love the part that she knows she's in an endless loop. She knows this, and that's what I love even more about it. And she can just see it and hear it in her voice, and like just the word lines she's saying. She's going to go insane, and it's basically Returnal's Hellblade. It sounds like a type of thing where the character is literally going insane, type of thing. And yeah, this speaks to me in a weird way.
It's just it. And I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just a traditional Housemarque game, like the arcade shooters that they're really fucking good at, in a new perspective. Like that's what the gameplay looks like. Like it's just a third person Nex Machina, like, and I'm like, that's cool, man. Like those things, like, because their games are great, right?
Yeah.
Like underrated as hell. I wish more people had played like their arcadey shooter games because they're brilliant. Returnal looks cool,
and you've just added one final game.
But I'll never forgive them. I'll never forgive them for making me think Silent Hill was happening.
Returnal and the studio Housemarque is on Amy's shit list.
Yeah, you're dead to me. I'll play your game, but after that, you're dead to me. Yeah, when you said, "Oh, Crimson Desert was my favorite trailer," I was like, "What was my favorite trailer?" Oh yeah, it was that. I didn't even put it on the fucking list. This was
a great trailer as well.
This is the issue with trying to do things from memory when you haven't had much sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, Road 96, right? Like this game looks sick. Like it looks so good. You're like hitchhiking home. Like the country you're in is shit, kind of like the UK. And like you've got to choose who you hitchhike with, and like depending on who you hitchhike with, depends on like which roads you go up or whatever, and 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 there's like 1,000 different like possibilities. And
Yeah.
like depending on where you go, like will depend on the situations that you find yourself in. And like you watch the trailer, and some of the situations look crazy. Like you can get a lift with a police officer, and it's like, well, what could go wrong with getting a lift with a police officer? That's super safe. Like the character was on the phone to their mother, and the mother was like, "Just be safe." And I was like, "Cool, I'll get in with the copper." And then it turns out the police officer's like clearly up to no good. At one point, it's like, oh, you can step in or not step in, and oh man,
It's bonkers.
it looks so good. And like, yeah, it's like you can like just yeah, the amount of permutations that sound like they may be possible in this game, and like they're going all in on on it being a political game. Like, hell yeah. Like it's a game with something to say, Moody.
It does look like it, and I'm excited.
Yeah, and that was my favorite trailer of the night. Maybe I did it on
Very good.
purpose just so I could make that one the last one we talked about.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll never know. I didn't just totally completely forget.
Let's talk about the winners, Amy.
If we must.
Well, you got it on the show notes, not me.
Yeah, because if I didn't put it in, you'd be like, well, what about the awards? And I would have been like...
I wouldn't have. I would have said, I would say my piece saying congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah.
And fuck all of you when it came to The Last of Us.
We'll start with Laura Bailey winning Best Performance, because when we talked about the game, when we talked about the nominations a few weeks ago, I said there's only one fucking game award I care about, and that is Laura Bailey winning Best Performance, just because just out of spite. For all the people who sent her death threats and were terrible human beings towards her because she played a character in a video game. So when Laura Bailey won Best Performance at the Game Awards last night, I cheered. It was 1:30 in the morning. It wasn't a popular decision, but I did it anyway.
Yeah. I was so happy for her. Really was. They all deserved the nominations. They were all fabulous performances. But yeah, this one I was rooting for. I just loved. She was amazing, and again, just to all you fucking ears, you disgusting pieces of crap. But yeah, I absolutely adored it. It was fantastic. Last of Us, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 6 awards. 7 if you take in Laura's, because it is part of Last of Us.
I do and don't. It's fair.
No, that's fair. 67 awards overall.
The Last of Us Part 2 won Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Audio Design, Innovation and Accessibility, and Best Action Adventure Game. A lot of awards.
Awards, which I thought they were gonna win.
I mean, yeah.
I thought they were gonna win it, and again, for me,
I mean,
you all heard on many occasions my thoughts on this game. I absolutely adore this game. And I was so happy to see what it did win and everything like that. And I would have been also happy if any of the other games won Game of the Year and everything like that as well. So, well done to the team. But I will say this, and because it needs to be said, fix your fucking management on your crunch. You need to do this. If you can't do this, I will say different words for your next game, probably. Well, probably not, but I'll be criticizing the shit out of you for the crunch you forced your team to do. Get that fixed.
Yeah, I said in January in the predictions video we made for 2020, like the one successful prediction I made in this hell yeah. Last of Us Part 2 is going to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
I agreed with that. I thought it was going to as well. But yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations.
No, it's swept. It's fair play. Like, again, I'm not really that fucked, but...
Yeah, it's not, for you, the awards don't mean nothing for you, personally. Fair. I love the celebration. I love the...
I like the people getting... I like people getting the recognition and the celebration part. Yeah, like, my point is I'm not going to go on Twitter and be like, let's say, like, I don't know, any other game. Like, Doom Eternal, right? Let's say Doom Eternal won Game of the Year at the Game Awards. I disagree with that assessment, but I wouldn't be on Twitter going, why did Doom Eternal win the game? Whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy, but whatever. Final Fantasy VII, best score / music and best RPG. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. The only other RPG I would say could have took Final Fantasy was probably Yakuza, but I think
Can't
because
remember
of
what
it's
was
so
in this.
late in the so late in the year, I think Final Fantasy was still more on people's minds than
The thing is, right?
Yakuza.
There's a formula to what wins Game Awards, like
That's true. That's true.
where it's just like more people at outlets and on YouTube channels and all the people who are on the jury, like what you look at the list, the nominations list, and you just go, which one will more people have played? Yakuza's niche, so Final Fantasy VII is going to win because
Definitely.
more people will have
Definitely.
played it.
Yeah.
And that's just how it works. And again, whatever. Like, I agree, right? I agree. I love Yakuza Like a Dragon, but Final Fantasy VII remake, I enjoyed it more.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fine. Two
any
wins
any
for
one
most.
of the soundtracks could have won, and I would have just been like, cool. Like
Yeah,
all of the
they all
soundtracks
were brilliant.
fucking
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. I rescind what I said about the Last of Us soundtrack. I re-listened to it and I was like, God damn, what was I saying?
I don't know.
What
Like
did what did I have? Was I in a bad mood that day?
maybe you said it when we were discussing the awards. And I was
Yeah,
like, is he smoking crack? Like,
noted something
what's
before the episode.
what's wrong with what? And then like
What's wrong
I
with this
couldn't
guy?
believe it. Like
I don't know this man right now.
I remember. I remember us even having a conversation when I was listening to it on Spotify. Going, the soundtrack's dope, and you were like, "Yeah, it's great."
Yeah, I think I was completely snorting something, and
Maybe.
I apologize for that. See, I'm allowed to be wrong. It's fair. It's rare, but I'm allowed to be wrong. Among Us took 2 awards: best
Yeah,
mobile game, best multiplayer.
told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
Don't know
I
what you
did.
told me, but
Because I did. I will put the clip in from the Game Awards episode. Do you think Among Us is going to win it? But it's not even a 2020 game. I was like, that doesn't matter. That is the one.
for me, it does matter, but for him, it doesn't, and that's fine. That's his award. It's his award ceremony. That's how his rules are, and that's what he wants. I have no problem with that. Take my cap off to it. I have loved playing Among Us every Saturday when I've had a chance with you and everything like that, and with everyone else. I've had a ton of fun and everything for it. I still don't think it should have been nominated, but either way, congratulations to the entire team because they've had an incredible success, and they actually had one of the best speeches, which was fantastic as well. So
I think there's I don't know if it's necessarily a definitions discussion to be had about Among Us in 2020, because it's like, yeah, you can go on and say that the game didn't come out in 2020, therefore it's not eligible. All right, cool. The thing is, and there's another game that won an award last night where I feel the same, not as strongly, that is in early access, and it's like you can't. Like, if we, in 6 months' time, if we did a retrospective on 2020 in video games, like, you can't have a discussion about video games in 2020 without talking about Among Us. Like, it's one of those games that defined the year. And it just is, because it came out.
I feel like you were expecting me to say something that
it went up on Twitch. I was waiting to see if I was waiting for you to disagree, because you do that all the time. But it's a game that defined 2020. Like, one of them. Obviously, it's one game defines a year.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah, but I would still say to think of for me all the time. It's not a 2020 game, but no.
I
If your rules are the same as Jeff Keighley's, I'll go along with it.
I disagree. It's like, I know what I was trying to say. It's like the letter of, and I know it's not laws we're talking about, but it's like the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. Mm-hmm. If you know what I mean. Where it's just like, if I were to nominate, if I were a Game Awards giving YouTube channel, and I were to nominate Among Us for Game of whatever this year, like, I wouldn't do it again next year, even though I'm probably still going to be playing the game every week. If that makes sense. Like,
that's fair. I understand it.
It's like when PUBG got nominated for Game of the Year.
It was still early access.
And it was still early access. It made perfect sense it getting nominated the year it did, because that was the year. Again, it was one of the games that defined 2017.
I understand.
But
Hades.
Hades,
best indie game, best action game, got the awards it was going to get. Should have got more, yes, I don't deny that. But yeah, it was always going to win Best Indie because that's their get out from giving it the Game of the Year and everything like that.
All of
And
these
Best Action-
big fucking out people, the big outlets and the big YouTube channels, they're biased, Moody. They're biased against indie games. They're like, it's fine. We don't have to vote for Hades in any other category because we've got Best Indie Game. We can just vote at the Best Indie Game, and that's fine. Cowards.
I won't lie, I voted for The Last of Us Part 2, so for best
I
game
didn't
for
vote
most
for
of the
anything.
awards to come. So next up, Ghost of Tsushima, best
voted-
art direction.
I voted for like some random game. I don't even remember. A random category. I think it was like best ongoing game, and the fucking website crashed, and I was like, I can't be bothered with this.
You're breaking on me. I'm not going to do you at all. Then, yeah.
So I was like, I'm not even gonna vote. Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, best art direction. It's a beautiful game to what I've seen. I can't fault it or anything like that. Also, shout out to it. Also, kind of doesn't really mean much. It got the Players Voice Award as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's where it's all voted from people who vote on Twitter or whatever.
That's where I feel like that's where all the
website.
shitlords who hate The Last of Us just voted for whatever else they could.
The Last of Us still came second in their list.
Yeah, this is what I mean. But like,
That's what I'm
you know,
saying.
all those people who like suck. I don't. There were plenty of people who will have voted for Ghost of Tsushima in good faith. I understand that. I'm not limping them in with the other people. But it does feel like Ghost of Tsushima beat Last of Us Part 2 because there are a lot of people who don't like Last of Us Part 2 for bullshit reasons.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not. I'm not going to get into that part. Next up, Half-Life. Alex won Best VR. Again, not surprising.
Like, I saw the list of
Of course,
nominees
yeah.
and I was like, I mean, one of these is should have been nominated for Game of the Year. And the rest.
Next up, Best Family Game went to Animal Crossing. That's not a surprise whatsoever. Best Sim and Strategy, like Flight Simulator.
I really wish they wouldn't put these two categories together. They're so far apart. Simulation, strategy. Microsoft Flight Simulator should not be in the same category as Crusader Kings 3.
I would still say go back to the whole thing. For me, then my argument is then to the next one, best sports /
Which also
racing
shouldn't
game.
be in the like Forza
they
shouldn't
should
be
be-
in the same thing as FIFA. Like
Yeah. Tony Hawk's won that one. I hear
Obviously.
nothing but great. I hear nothing but great things about the game, though. They've apparently done a really good remaster, or remake overall, so which is fantastic. Best debut indie game. I think this would have made you happy. What's it called?
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia. Thank you very much.
I
Yes,
didn't do the research, but I think all of these were actually debut games this year, unlike last year.
Oh good God, seriously, I can't remember that.
Yeah, they
Jesus,
did the debut indie games. It was like someone pointed out on Twitter last year, like half of these studios have made other games before.
Oh, for God's sakes! I bet he made that. I bet he made sure this year. I bet that was one of the things. Games with impact. I was really happy this went to Tell Me Why. I love Tell Me Why. It's one of my favorite games this year. I absolutely adore this. I know you haven't played it yet. That's your plan over Christmas, isn't it? So.
I'm planning on talking about Christmas plans on the next the weekly review.
So yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah.
I was really happy about this. Best ongoing game went to No Man's Sky.
The
I bet
one
that
category I
made you
successfully voted for.
tickle.
So I'm taking credit for this.
You take credit for it, Amy.
Because
You got it all.
I was as surprised as Sean Murray that this won. I don't know if you've seen his speech, but he literally, as the thing cut to his box, where it was like No Man's Sky, and then Sean Murray was literally taking a drink out of his whiskey bottle.
This is going to.
He did not expect to win it.
Yeah,
And to be honest, I was watching it and I didn't expect it to win it.
I admit that as well. I voted for it
Same.
because I wasn't going to vote for the others.
Same. I 100%
But,
voted
yeah.
for it. I was like, yeah, you know what? I've played most of these games this year at some point,
Yeah.
and fucking No Man's Sky like is the one that kept me hooked for an entire day at one point. Like,
Yeah, dude.
fuck yeah.
It made you play your PlayStation 5, your brand new console, an old game. But anyway, best community support, Fall Guys, Ultimate Knockouts. I was happy to see Fall Guys got something.
That
Because
Twitter
that is
account is fire.
just like Among Us and like other games, that has been one of the big games of this year that has grabbed people and everything, which I'm so happy about. It was a lot of fun to see that. Best fighting game goes to a game that was released last year, but they
Mortal
re-released it
Kombat.
as a Ultimate Edition,
Like
whatever.
half of them were when Cobra Kai was reading fucking Ralph Macchio.
They need to get rid of this part altogether
Like
for me personally.
Street
They're
Fighter
always,
Five,
yeah.
whatever edition was in there as well, and I was just like, this is really silly. Like
Yeah.
if you've only got 2 or 3 nominees because there were only 2 or 3 new fighting games, just own it. Like just have that be the thing. Like don't include like re-released games. Like
Yeah, it's silly. Next one, best content career went to Valkyrie. I do not know who
Valkyrie.
the person is.
I mean, she was the biggest of the nominees, so it makes sense that she won because it's a fan vote. I think that one's 100% a fan vote.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've never heard of her. The only one I knew of was Alana Pierce.
She had a really good bit. I don't know if you've seen it. She did an advert for stopping vaping. It's really funny actually. Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah,
and she had some back and forth afterwards with Corey Barlog about it.
Yeah, yeah, she's brilliant, and like she works there with him now, so that's even more funnier. And final award was most anticipated game again. I think this was a full vote person.
This was a fan vote, yeah.
And that went to Elden Ring,
which makes sense.
It does make sense. Yes, it does.
I loved his little thing when he said he was doing the nominees, and he was like, "The nominees are," and he went Elden Ring, and then he went, "See, I said it."
I'm just like, seriously?
Yeah, there's a bit of a groundswell on Elden Ring because I don't know if you've noticed, that game got shown at E3 2019 and has disappeared from the face of the planet.
Until it comes out next year.
We have heard nothing. No trailers, nothing. People are getting a bit antsy for seeing like this game. And I can understand that when it's been 18 months since last contact.
Because clearly they had nothing to show when they showed the teaser trailer, so they were just like, we gotta get creating this game.
Oh, 100%. Like, I think one of the issues is George R. Martin is writing it, and it's like, cool, so this game's going to take like 50 years to make.
Yeah, because he hasn't even finished his bloody book series, which is a TV show, which finished. And he's also writing the prequel series to that. For God's sakes, yeah.
I think I think George R. Martin is probably rewriting a lot of what he was going to write in the last 2 books of whatever Game of Thrones is called.
Yeah, because it was
because everybody hated it.
Oh shit! People hate my books now.
God.
Hating what I was going to write.
Game of Thrones. I'd love to do a podcast about Game of Thrones one day because like I've never known a TV show to be so ingrained in popular culture and be such an event and for everybody to talk about it for years on end and then it ends so badly that everyone just kind of agrees that it never happened. At this point, I feel like no one talks about it anymore.
I love the final season. Now I have some problems with it, but I love the final season for me. But there's an extra couple of 10 downvotes for us, because I said that.
Well, no, you get the downvotes because you loved it, and I get the downvotes because I hate it. We get both sides. That's called balance.
Balance, yes. How long have we been going? Because I see you.
A long time. Probably not do the Twitch stuff. Might save that for next week. I think next week's going to be a slow one.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. So Mass Effect.
Yeah, we'll do the 2. We'll do the other 2 stars. So we have Mass Effect and Dragon Age heads Casey Hudson and Mark Darrah have resigned from BioWare. Anyone watching last week's podcast right till the end might know that I saw this trend on Twitter right as we were writing the podcast and shut it down before we had a chance to do another half an hour.
I think the final words was me. Oh, for fuck's sake.
The literal final words of last week's podcast was Moody finding the trend, looking at it and going, oh, fuck's sake. This is from Andy Chuck over at PC Gamer. He writes, Electronic Arts has announced that BioWare General Manager Casey Hudson and Dragon Age Executive Producer Mark Darrah have both left the studio. Laura Miller, EA's Chief Studio Officer, said that Samantha Ryan will continue to oversee the studio, while the in-development Dragon Age project will now be headed up by BioWare Austin Studio Director Christian Daly. Quote, I want to personally thank Casey and Mark for everything they have done for the BioWare community, and particularly for our players. They will always be an essential part of the studio's history. We appreciate their many contributions, and we look forward to seeing what they'll each do next. When I think about BioWare's future and the next generation of talent in place, I could not be more confident or optimistic. As we look to the studio's future and projects currently under development, the next generation of BioWare talent is leading the studio forward and working on some incredible games that I know you will be excited to experience in the coming years. End quote. Hudson said in a statement of his own that the decision was a tough one and came with a certain degree of sadness. Quote, I will miss being able to work every day with our inspiring developers on the biggest and most exciting projects I can imagine, but I also know that this is a good time for a change for both myself and BioWare. End quote. And then lastly, Darrah expressed similar sentiments. Quote, this has been a very difficult decision for me. The team of amazing developers on Dragon Age made my life fuller and better. They have taught me so much, but the strength of the team is also what makes this possible. I know that Dragon Age won't just survive without me, it will thrive. End quote.
Are we sure about that? After that teaser trailer, that has made nothing but worry.
So fucking disappointing. I mean, I said last week. Was it last week? Or was it when we were talking? It was last week. We were talking about Dragon Age reveal.
Yeah.
And I was like saying, like, if all they show is a freaking pre-rendered trailer, it's good after 2 years. I'm gonna be so annoyed.
How much of the game have they done? Have they actually started the game, unlike Anthem?
Well, this is the
Who
thing.
knows?
We've been down this path before, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't even started development on the game yet.
Yeah. That's what's even more weird when it comes to the Mass Effect thing. But I'll say one thing: Casey Hudson. We all know he's gonna be back in a couple of years' time. He always comes back to that place.
Like a boomerang.
He's like a bad smell; it won't leave. But I do. The guy is he is a genius for what he's helped create with the games and everything like that, Dragon Age and Mass Effect and everything. But this was a big thing. Obviously, it was a huge thing that he returned and he was one of the heads. He became the head, wasn't it? I think it said.
Yeah,
he was general manager. He was basically in charge, writing things, getting things back onto hopeful, straight and narrow and everything for them. And to hear that they say they resigned. Both of them is a very worrying thing of what the hell is going on there to wake them, those two, the biggest people they have there, to literally both resign the exact same time.
Well, essentially, Casey Hudson, when he came back, I know he's the general manager, but he was basically put in charge of, I'm trying to remember Jason's article, he was basically in charge of Anthem from a certain point, mid-development. And obviously, he was probably a big part of the reason why Mass Effect will continue, because that was his thing. The original trilogy was his thing.
But that makes it even more crazy because
and then obviously
he left.
You've got the executive. That's my alarm. You've got the executive producer of Dragon Age leaving. We still haven't even seen Dragon Age. We don't know what it is
Yeah.
And it's just I get why you would be worried, because this isn't great. This is either a really good thing in that these two people were holding back these projects, or it's a really bad thing in that these projects are going wrong and they don't think there's anything they can do to fix them.
And 9 times out, and right now we're probably in agreement that we're probably leaning more to that last one.
Yeah, and right now it's it's not that I don't trust you, BioWare, but at the same time, I know what happened with Anthem. So, I mean, benefit of the doubt is not a thing that I have for you for that studio right now.
Yeah.
And it's not like Casey and Mark weren't going to both come out and talk shit about BioWare, on the way out the door. They were always going to put out statements that were basically I'm excited for the future, even though I'm not going to be a part of it.
Yeah. The thing is, they're doing Mass Effect, they're doing a Dragon Age, they're also redoing Anthem. They've got 3 games, 2 of them in production and 1 in pre-production, getting ready to probably start production. I know they have a lot of teams. We've talked about this many times. We know this. You've got a few studios to do all these things, but I'm just how much are you stretching yourself here? I have to question this.
I don't think they're stretching themselves all that much.
Well, you could hope. We would hope they're not. There's no doubt about it. But I'm just literally thinking Cyberpunk,
Sorry,
Last
let me.
of Us all got crap slapped like crazy when it came to their crunch, and got well deserved. And they've also got crap slapped like crazy when it came to their crunch when it came to Anthem, and obviously the other games they've done because they've like the BioWare crunch thingy. They
BioWare
have
Magic.
yeah, that's it. And that's just making me worried. I'm thinking 2 games I can understand, but you're doing 3 here, and 2 of them are in production. That's at least guaranteed, and 1 you are at least in pre-production, if not maybe starting production.
Like, I should rephrase what I just said. It's like, sorry, they shouldn't be stretching themselves. Like, making 3 games. Like, again, it depends how much resources even going into Anthem. Like, I don't know that game is ever going to come out again. I really don't. Like, I don't think this is a thing. I think this is a thing that's saying because some people are working on it at BioWare, but like, I've never believed 100%. I've never believed 100% that Anthem 2.0 or whatever they're going to call it is a thing that is going to happen.
Now, if maybe you're spot on there, and they're just keeping quiet, and eventually they'll drop it. No, Anthem, we just cancelled altogether. Blah,
like
blah,
if
blah.
If they start building hype for Mass Effect 4, then no one's going to give a shit about Anthem anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like, especially as long as they're not doing it,
yeah, especially if Dragon Age is what we're thinking it's going to be, a games of service.
Yeah, like yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not going to say it. Yeah, you're right. Like, if they're doing BioWare Magic and stuff again, we're going to find out about it, and it's going to be worse this time because every game that they've done BioWare Magic for has gotten a little bit worse than the game that came before it.
Yeah.
Or sometimes a lot worse, in case of Anthem. Like, there's a steady decline in the quality of their output for a long time now. And like, it's not great. Like, and they need to stop it just purely from they need to make a good game. Like, the next game that they release, outside of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, because that's a remaster of 3 old games that were beloved. Like, whatever game they release next has to be good. It has to be good.
Minimum, yeah. They don't want to be hearing the craziness of what happened with Andromeda and obviously Anthem and everything. It has to be good, and that's Microsoft. Why didn't you just buy them when you had the chance?
Bastards.
Why? You had the chance.
You
got
did,
the money.
You did. You had.
EA might want to get rid of them. They just say, "Yo, how much for BioWare and all of their properties? How much would it cost us a year? Come on, EA are willing. They're like, oh, so you're willing just to give us instant cash for this if we give you this? Okay, how about we write this number and you see where we land, right? They will accept money. We know EA will accept money."
That is true. EA like money. Breaking news. You heard it here first.
EA like money.
EA like money. Yeah, it's not great. This is what happened before Mass Effect Andromeda came out. I remember it. Sitting on the podcast with Keith, and every couple of weeks it felt like a new person had left BioWare. Like, he was working on Mass Effect.
Well, the first ones that we could understand, like the writers, we could kind of understand that when that first started to come out, because they would have had their thing done. And if they were just thinking, oh, I'm going to move on maybe to do another thing, that I could understand. But obviously it was other things, wasn't it? It was like people who worked on the engine. It was people who did all this, and they were just like, oh, God, what the hell? And they still haven't shown this game. And then eventually did show this game, and it kind of made people go, oh, okay, a little bit, but then, yeah.
Indeed. A sigh, an exasperated sigh in a year is exactly where I think is the correct place to be right now.
Yeah. I hope that they're the ones who were. I don't mean this in a bad way. I hope that they were the bad influence and they've left. But and the bad influence is gone, and now we're going to push ahead with coming with a new Dragon Age. It's going to blow us all away. A new Mass Effect. It's going to blow us all away and everything, and we're all cheering in the next 5 years.
Maybe it's the other way. Maybe it's the other thing. And these new people who are going to be working on Dragon Age and Mass Effect are geniuses, and it's great and everything's fine, and BioWare's back and it's phenomenal, and we can change the meaning of BioWare magic.
Yeah, because sometimes just having the old guard isn't always the greatest thing. They have their own personal vision for what they want to do with their own franchise, you know. So maybe they may have been the ones who were holding it back. Maybe I don't mean in a bad way. I'm kind of hoping it was, and this new guard with new fresh ideas is coming in, like you just said, and it's going to blow us all away. I hope. But I hope both Casey and all like that find the new jobs and everything for themselves and land on their feet wherever they're going. Like, I say land on their feet. We know they will. They're very well respected in the industry, so that we know
whatever they want to do next, they will be able to do.
Maybe they'll go to that new BioWare head who's just created that studio, literally basically his Twitter handle.
Maybe that's why
middle finger to EA.
Like, well, we saw a bunch of ex-Blizzard developers create a studio, which is, imagine if like ex-BioWare developers just did the same thing.
Yeah,
and that would be interesting. I think the rest of the news can either wait or isn't really that big a deal. Some announcements. Our entire podcast about announcements, and it's like, but there are still other ones.
Yeah.
That didn't happen at the Game Awards. Halo Infinite is now due to be released in fall 2021, which we both called. And they talked a little bit about the game, how the multiplayer is going to work, not necessarily what the multiplayer is going to be. And even then, it was only really specifically in terms of there will be no loot boxes, which I feel like isn't a statement you really need to make these days. Like, I think the accepted norm is most AAA studios now will not put loot boxes in their games.
This is the thing.
So Fierce was the backup.
Cosmetics are put in the loot box level. That's the thing about. So you do have it. It's just purchasable cosmetics, which everyone accepts.
Purchasable cosmetics, like, you know what you're buying, right? Like,
yeah,
that's fine.
That's the thing about the loot box wording is we don't want helping to be pay to win and all that type of thing. That's what, and obviously the egregious things of not knowing what you're going to get type of thing. But like I say, cosmetics is still the same as a loot box. So as long as we know what we're going to get.
Yeah, no, that's what the difference is.
Yeah, that's what they need to sort. That's what they need to do.
Like that. No, I mean,
it's like the same with what Randy Pitchford did last year when he was saying we don't have loot boxes. But we have got cosmetics, but the loot boxes are cosmetics.
No, Randy Pitchford just lied. Like, he does that a lot.
Well, we know that, yeah.
No, like, there is this fundamental difference between the two things. It's like, it's not like night and day or anything, but it's enough. It's enough to be like, yeah, this is fine. This is not.
That's true. Yeah.
Like,
also
cosmetics aren't an infinite money pit. Like, you can just throw infinite amounts of money down.
Tell that to Fortnite.
I mean, unless you fucking crunch your workers to work 200 hours a week to make 1 million Halo and fucking having Kratos driving around in a little warthog from Halo and having red versus blue turn up. Like,
I love the N7 armor. Red and black. I was literally thinking that's N7 armor, just hasn't got N7 on it. I was thinking, there's Captain Shepard. Here he is, people. Commander Shepard. I mean, I don't know why I said Captain. Commander Shepard. There he is, people.
You promoted her. Yeah.
That's it, people. There's the link. They are tinting. They're buying BioWare and they're bringing it over. That's how it is, though, isn't it? You do a little thing, an X next to a blue control, and that makes people think Microsoft are going to buy Sega.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it, people. That's how it is.
This is cool. The Halo Infinite stuff's cool because it's like they're taking their time. Good.
Yes.
Good. I saw a rumor that it was like it might be ready for spring, and I was like, I hope not.
No, don't want that. Nope. That tells us what we all know.
Thank you.
That's crunching. We know that. So, crunching to an unacceptable level.
Take all the time you need.
Yeah. You want to go into 2022? We're all right with that as well.
It's fine by me.
I forgot there's one more game.
Yeah, Persona 5 Strikers is finally coming out. It came out like I want to say January in Japan. So it's it's finally coming out February 2021. I'm looking forward to it. I am.
I'm not a Persona guy, so I need to try one eventually. I don't know, like they're long. They're long. Like when you say you did 100 odd hours in the last one, I'm just like, good God, Amy, I don't have 100 hours
There's
in
not
myself.
like so. This is the crossover with the guys who make the Warriors games. So this isn't like the RPG. From what I've heard, this is more like a sequel to, like a sequel-ish kind of thing to Persona 5. Like there's not a Persona game like so the Persona RPGs. Mooney, there's not one you'll be able to pick up which you'll be able to play in less than 100 hours. like like if you want to try one, just dive into the newest one.
What 6 when it comes out?
I mean, you could too if you want. Like 5 is part of the Instant Games collection when you get your PS5. It's part of the PS Plus collection, so you could just download. I almost bought Persona 5 for a tenner when it was on sale on my phone, and then when I went into my console, looking through the stuff, I was like, wait, it's free. You nearly tricked me, PlayStation 5 app.
I've been saying good things about you.
Yeah, it turns out the store on the phone app doesn't say whether a game is in the PS Plus collection or not.
Yeah,
because I almost accidentally bought one.
The question is, who will get it on the Fantasy Pick League?
Persona 5 Strikers. I don't know. I mean, I have it in my current team. I will be prioritizing other things because again, it's not like it's Persona 5.5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll use it as a good diversion to pick something else up.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe, yeah.
Do the continent drop.
You've got a SNL Stan parody, ladies and gentlemen. Stu. I haven't watched this. So.
It's funny. It's like they parodied Stan, the old Eminem music video.
Okay.
But it's about someone wanting PS5 and writing letters to Santa Claus.
Yeah, cool. Next up, you've got part 1 and 2 of the GI 100 Game Changers.
Yeah.
These are gamesindustry.biz articles. Go and check them out. They do some amazing articles.
They do. The GI 100 is they just profile. So it's like, I'll read the thing. They're profiling 100 individuals and organizations, making progress in vital areas like diversity, accessibility, charity, mental health, progressive politics, lifting emerging markets, uniting communities, and more.
Very good. Next up is, it sucks that Cyberpunk 2077's edgelord marketing worked so well. This is from Polygon. Go and give them the love, ladies and gentlemen. I've read this article. It was very funny.
It's very good. It's very good.
It's a very good article.
Reset Era was partially collapsed because of this article. I was following some threads on Reset Era very closely, and like it was like fucking Captain America Civil War. Like everybody just went. It was like the article just lit the fuse.
They thought they were throwing water on the fire. They actually threw gasoline.
Yeah, but no, it's a good article. It's like it takes everything that we've talked about in like various parts of the last sort of couple of years about CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk, puts it all in one article, and then you read it and you go, "That's a lot."
There's a lot, and then
there's stuff in there I didn't even know about.
Yeah, it's a lot, and with what's happened this week and everything, it's just like.
I mean,
it's exhausting. It really is. It's an amazing article. Go and give them the love, ladies and gentlemen. But this whole thing with Cyberpunk has been exhausting. I won't lie. It's made me not want to play this right now.
Yeah, I went from a hype level of let's say like 75% on Cyberpunk, and like, and then by the time it's really reached launch week, I'm down to 0. Like, it's gone. Everything's gone. My entire desire to play it has just disappeared over the course of like a couple of years.
The thing is, I'll say one thing before we move on to the final part of the content drop is, I'll say this to you fans, you're the reason why you've made me not want to buy this right now. That's all I'm going to say. You're the reason. Nothing more, nothing else. You've been disgusting. That's all I'm going to say. Last one is YouTuber becomes more powerful by pivoting to terrible gaming content. An article from Polygon as well.
Yeah.
I never read this one, so
This
I
is
can't
this
comment
is
on.
funny. I saw this happen in real time because I follow it's Donkey, video game Donkey, and he put out a video last week, which was it's titled "I'm done making good videos," and essentially it's a pot shot at how shit YouTube is, for like good videos. Like so,
Bars not the high, so.
he points out like these are all the channels that are making good videos, like they're putting thought and effort into making like good videos, and then
Yeah.
it's like, and then he shows the graph showing how many views they get, and it's like he's talking about like girlfriend reviews and obviously himself and stuff like that, and then it's like, and then like there's a moment where he goes, now let's put a proper YouTuber on the graph and like Markiplier and in boom, it's like it's the graph just it's like you'll notice how you can't see any of us anymore, like like there's a content problem on YouTube, and so what he's done is he put that video out, and it's like the funny jokey I'm not gonna make good videos anymore, and then he puts out his fake schedule like we do daily uploads, we're gonna get people doing editing, other people are gonna edit the videos, and we're gonna do the thumbnails and stuff, and then it's just like, and he puts out this fake schedule where it's like, what is it, Mondays is drama Mondays, and then Among Us Tuesdays and Minecraft Wednesdays and Among Us Thursdays and Reaction Fridays, and then on Saturday he's gonna play Minecraft, and on Sunday he's gonna play Among Us. But he's actually done all of these things. Like, so what he's done is he's actually gone ahead and and they're all obvious satire. Like the Among Us video, the first Among Us video he put out was like, it was like a 1v1 Among Us. It's so ridiculous. And then these videos are actually ending up on the trending page. So he's going out of his way to make bad videos on purpose that will take advantage of the algorithms on YouTube, and it's worked, and he's getting more views, and he's ending up on the front page. And that alone is says something about how YouTube works.
Mm-hmm. Not good.
And I love that this happened. It's just I love that he followed through with it and proved the point unquestionably. I wonder how long he's going to keep this up for, like, because it's still going.
Why the hell not? Why the hell not?
But yeah, sorry. We're doing games out next week, right?
Games out next week, ladies and gentlemen. December 15th, a collection of the Saigai Final Fantasy Legends. This is coming to the Nintendo Switch. The first Game Boy RPG to sell over 1 million units in a memorable first installment of the series Final Fantasy Legend. A title that gained popularity through its refined gameplay system and a journey through a diverse world. Final Fantasy Legends 2, a unique story that traveled across time, that featured a new and innovative character leveling system. Final Fantasy Legends 3. There's nothing else about that one. They forgot that part. December 16th, MKGP 2020, PC, PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One. The official video game of Motocross Championships is back. Jump onto your bike and let the adrenaline rise with the new gaming experience. Take control, discover what's new in the official series. Help me with this one, please. What's the next word?
Synthetic.
Synthetic. Thank you very much. Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. The Synthetic is an unforgiving tactical shooter roguelite where freedom and experimentation is key. Fight in a world overrun by a machine legion and their guards. Experience the next level in gunplay and dive into unparalleled building options and android upgrades. Can you defeat the heart of Armageddon? December 17th, Airborne Kingdom. PC. Airborne Kingdom is a city sky builder. Grow your unique town among the clouds and fly it across the wide open landscape. Explore the skies to restore serenity to the world below. They're a leaf on the wind, Amy.
Too soon.
Too soon. The film's been out for years, like
Too
10
soon?
years now.
Too soon?
Okay, that's fair. I have no skin in this when it came to picking a game because I'm like, I'm probably not going to play any of these.
I
So
mean, it's not about
I
what you're
will
gonna
pick.
play,
I
right?
would play Final Fantasy. I would pick Final Fantasy like you did.
Damn,
That's
you
a
just
cop out.
copied me this time. You just copied me this week.
Like
Last
you
week I can
copied me.
understand
Like
why we
you
picked the
copied me
same game.
last time, Amy. You copied me last time.
Well, last week I regret last week's choice. Um, this week's
I
choice,
do as well.
yeah,
Thank you, fans, for that. Thank you.
collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legend because it's got Final Fantasy in the title. Probably not gonna play any of these games. Because I've got other things to do. But
Next up, OpenCritic head-to-head, Amy.
I like old JRPGs, so
That's true.
yeah,
do like
OpenCritic
old
head-to-head. I like new ones as well. This is the game we play every single week where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of one upcoming game. Whoever guesses closest to the score gets 1 point. If you guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Last week we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of Cyberpunk 2077. I guessed it would get an OpenCritic average of 90. Moody guessed it would get an OpenCritic average of 96. And at the time of recording, Cyberpunk 2077 has an OpenCritic average of 91, which puts the current scores at Amy 22, Moody 23, with 3 draws.
When I saw it was on 91, so I was thinking, oh no. But
it's almost like there are certain companies that exist where reviewers will just ignore bugs and glitches and technical issues and give the game a high score, whereas other games that come out, like, I don't know, Days Gone, will get hammered for having bugs and glitches and technical issues. Almost like there's a double standard. Crazy.
sounds like it, Amy. Does sound
Because
like
the hype was there, Moody. The hype was there for Cyberpunk, so we can't go against the hype, even though the game is fucked on consoles by the looks of it. But hey, what do I know? We're just gonna probably record a video at some point in the next week about the hype and the toxicity.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a conversation and a bloody half, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah.
I've got some choice words for the lot of yous.
Yeah, we're not. That's why we haven't talked much about Cyberpunk in this episode. That's why we're probably not going to be talking much about Cyberpunk in our review next Monday. We've got a whole separate video where we're going to be talking about the toxicity of hype, and Cyberpunk is going to feature heavily in that video. And this week on OpenCritic Head to Head, we're guessing the OpenCritic average of Airborne Kingdom. I don't know anything about this game. You know anything about this game?
I have no idea. I just literally had a look.
This should be fun.
I have no idea. It's gonna be interesting. Yes.
Considering how much rides on the result of this.
This is the last one, isn't it?
I think so, because I think we've got one more podcast next week.
Which is our final one, obviously. But we're not going to really do much.
I doubt anything's going to be coming out
for
us to even do this for.
So,
yeah. So probably. I'll say probably, but I won't guarantee it.
So tight, Amy. I would feel a lot more comfortable if I got Cyberpunk. Thinking, oh, she can't win, she can just draw, type of thing.
I can still win.
You can still win if you get 2 points, if you get this thing dead on. We both have no idea anything about this game. This is going to be fascinating. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, see? We started when it was daylight. It is now dark.
Stop stalling for time.
I'm trying to think of a number. Leave me alone. Spitball it, why not? 82.
82. I seem to have lost the ability to actually delete things. Like, for some reason, when I'm suggesting, like, I'll delete something and it comes up as a suggestion, and I have to approve the suggestion, even though I am the person. This is my document.
This is your document. Yeah, it's because you give me the power, I mean.
Right. So I have guessed all through 2020. Right. I have guessed one game correctly, like the score for one game, and you've guessed the score for three.
Carrying, yeah.
So so like I'm looking at this and I'm thinking there might not be another game next week, so this might be my only shot to pull ahead and win. And I'm like, right, cool. I've guessed the score correctly for one game in 2020. I'm going back to that strategy, Moody, for this last one.
Oh my god.
I want to guess that Airborne Kingdom is going to get a 69. And if this pays off for me, if this pays off, I might just guess that for every week next year. Because, like, yeah, you know, it was immature. Yeah, you know, it was silly, but it was the only time it worked. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't guessed the game. I haven't guessed the score correct in anything else. And I've tried with some of these games. I've thought about it.
That's true. You have. Well,
We're so far apart as well. Like,
we really are. So, what would be the difference if it draws?
I don't think there is a possibility that it draws.
Yeah, it would be if I had 81, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The difference between our scores is
So either way, there's no drawing here from
13.
that score.
Yeah, the difference between our scores is 13.
To win, you need a point. You need 2 points. You need this to be dot on.
Yeah.
For me to win, all I need is just to
draw it.
have a
Even if it just draws, we're like, yeah, but it's like, if you get a point, you've won. If I get a point, it's a draw. If I get both points,
you win.
I win.
Oh my god, it's gonna get 69 in it.
And that'll be the ultimate like body blow for you, where it's like, if it gets 69, I win.
Yeah. The thing is, the fantasy one, I didn't really care much about. I did it for fun because I didn't know the technical things about it compared to what I do now. That's why I'm more prepared for next year. This one, I've been more into it. Like I wouldn't have there's one score I wish I literally messaged you to say no, this is the number I would have picked, and that's the Pikmin one, because I didn't pick that one. It was can't remember his name.
Yeah, it was
Patrick. He picked it. I would have picked closer in the 80s, like you and him did and everything. So, that's even more annoying.
For me, Fantasy Critic was the one I cared about. It was the one I actually put the effort into, whereas this one, as I've said time and time again throughout the entire year, I mean, I've literally once rolled the dice to see what my prediction would be. It's like I haven't really put a massive amount of effort into this.
But it has been fun.
But it's been fun, and can't wait to do it next year.
Yeah, I think we need to tweak the rules though.
We'll see. That's a discussion for another time. The sun's gone down, really. I need to.
It literally has.
I need to eat and have a nap.
And have a power nap. Have a power nap for 7 o'clock.
Because you're like, let's do another podcast, and I'm like, for fuck's sake.
I asked you if you don't want to come on. You are more than not to come on if you don't want to.
I may be asleep. We'll see.
That's fine. If you decide you don't want to come on, that's perfectly fine. But ladies and gentlemen, I will say on this podcast, because this will be out before that one, that episode is dropping early. I'm not waiting until Sunday. I will probably edit it and get it up.
All right, cool. Go check that out. Glorious Movie Podcast.
The Glorious Movie Show Podcast.
Glorious Movie Show Podcast. Can you remember it's show or podcast? And it's both. And I think that's what trips me up.
Yeah, the Glorious Movie Show. That's the name. Glorious Movie Show. Doesn't have podcast in it, but it is in the podcast feed and everything. Go on all sites. That's what
confuses me.
All sites. It's on Google. Like this, they like me more than every.
Well, what are you gonna say? Like, I don't hold back when I talk shit about people, and I guess sometimes it bites me in the butt.
No, but we have got some exciting news. What we're going to be talking about. We're obviously going to be talking about the investors' deal with Disney Plus today, and obviously we're going to be hopefully talking about the Spider-Man craziness that started this week, which was originally going to be the main topic, and then Disney said, "Hold my beer," basically, because we're going to reveal everything.
Yeah, so next week on this channel, we're doing the weekly review. Next week, it's the last one of the year. I've got a couple of games to talk about. We'll see what happens on that front. Cyberpunk won't be a topic of discussion. We'll probably talk a little bit about our plans for sort of when we come back, because we'll be taking a 2-week break. In that episode towards the end of that episode, we've got one more podcast to do. I mean, that's just a news podcast. I can't control what goes into that podcast to a certain extent, because it's just whatever happens in the week leading up to it. Probably somewhere in between that, me and Moody have both decided, as I mentioned before, we've decided to sit down and agree to do an episode about hype, like just a discussion about hype in
Well,
general.
depending on how busy I am next week, which I don't think I'm going to be as much as I think I'm going to be, we could do it next week, probably.
Yeah, like
I'm hitting my mic.
before Christmas episode rather than an after Christmas bonus content, which is a thing I guess we've kind of accidentally started. Which is how most of my videos series start. I kind of accidentally do a thing, and then it's like, oh, let's do that again.
But I did it yet. Once we've dropped, we've been really fun to talk about.
So we'll carry that on in 2021 and maybe next week as well. But that's gonna do it for this episode of the Word Spark Games podcast. 236 episodes down, 1 million more to go. That's right, fuckers. You're never getting rid of me.
And I don't know about me.
I've been through podcast hosts like every couple of years, so you've still got Moody for a bit.
Yeah, you and MC Vixen should talk maybe. You're both burning for co-hosts.
I mean, we've been through each other.
Right now. You've been through each other,
So I was his co-host at one point.
You burnt through each other.
Yeah,
that Anthem take you out in.
well, yeah, when I said Anthem was going to suck.
Doesn't look good, guys.
Doesn't look great. I'd be worried about this if I was excited for it.
I hope everyone has a great weekend and a great week.
Yeah, that.
Much love. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Cyberpunk fans suck.